on my life in like 3 weeks because that's all I needed. She wanna go on a trip or retreat, but I'm sorry, I never retreated. I set the bar so high that you might as well.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Chargers and the Bucs coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. With the echoes of Cannon Blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone, the Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with the Los Angeles Chargers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Team set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020. The man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 22 carries, 80 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try the air now with Herbert. That's complete to Mooney. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And let's see, the Bucs with 6 DB, so a dime set here on 3rd down. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Herbert now. That's taken in by the tight end. Kitty. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On second down, Eckler. Now room for Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Play action. It's Fields. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Looks for White, but it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Now this defense looking like they have come to play the pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This taken in at the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Let's go!
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And now, Charles, this becomes a pretty important second drive for them. They're already down a pair of scores here in the first quarter.
As you noted, they're down 2 scores, and to me, they're down a possession or a service break if this were tennis, right? Because they just gave one up. Only their second drive now. Run their offense. Try and get back into the game that way.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. That might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They will run for the first time here with White, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. The numbers for White a week ago, there isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. To throw is Fields. Ertz has it left side. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, it looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4 fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
And his kick is no good. It's an early miss. We'll see if that has any ramifications later here as the afternoon wears on. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio that once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a toss, running left, Eckler. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out, but I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
They'll run with White. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 50 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
First down, here's White. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They will run with White out of the shotgun. He'll get only a couple down to the 44. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Back to throw, Fields. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. They snap it to Fields. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he pulls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 44 yards. And the Bucs are within a 2-point conversion of tying us up. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point right down the middle, and this is now a 1-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Austin Ekeler and the Charger offense reclaim center stage. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, here's Ekeler. And Ekeler will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack, going to stop him short of the 1st down. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Fields. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Ekeler. And he'll be pulled down, and now a late flag will come with it. And that's in the area of a face mask, I think.
Man, that ain't make no sense.
So this defense, maybe a frustration penalty there with the success that he's had running the football in this 1st half.
Not an excuse to do that, but yes, they're looking to slow him down any way possible. That one's just not legal.
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tartt. And the Bucs are going to get the football back at their own 17. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the 1st half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts, to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. 2nd and 7 from the 20. Running out of the gun with White. And a fast footwork by White. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 73 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
One play action. Fields. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Extra point forthcoming. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either. And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. Meanwhile, Herbert's throw complete here, pulled in by Howard. Now Herbert got to get into the line in a hurry. From the 50, here's Herbert. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down. Herbert on 3rd down now. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And he is going to have the Chargers' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard. Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide. Again, Herbert. And it's incomplete. Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response. Herbert operating from the red zone. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Chase Claypool, the intended target. And it's 2nd down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Right back to Claypool, this time complete. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. To the air again, Herbert. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Darnell Mooney, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers are an extra point away from moving out in front. Now McManus for the extra point. And with that, his guys take the lead here by a point. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in the field goal range. He's got White here. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Looking to throw again on second down. Fields. This is White on the screen. White's got a first down and more. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22. Another try after the first down sack. Fields. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Jalen Waddle in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bucs are going to retake the lead. The extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 6-point game. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go.
Both of these coaching staffs feverishly making their final plans for the second half. One of these two teams is going to get their first win. And for the call, let's kick it back out to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing on third down, Fields. He'll get that out to the flat to White. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. Now Fields. And a dump off to White. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Jalen Waddle, 55 yards. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. Now the Bucs offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead out 2 more. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in a 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. This fielded right at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind.
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jones. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for Buccaneer TD. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Charger drive about to get going. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Herbert's throw there, hauled in by Claypool. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down. And That's off the mark, incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Herbert back to the air. Open man completes it to Claypool. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Draw play, it's Eckler. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll go down at the 28. 94 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. Look at a nice little drive brewing right here.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. Herbert now. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he is going to have the Chargers first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And the Buccaneer defense for the 2nd straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Herbert. And it'll be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Back now in Tampa. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Play action. It's Fields. Buying time to his left. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts That'll leave him with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. To throw is Fields. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. A big connection on that one. 32 yards.
You get a rookie tight end who can run like this, it just gives this offense a different dimension than they've had. It's going to be fun to watch his development and how this offense expands as this season moves along.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Flush to his right. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Fields now to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, Herbert. The quick slant caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
And when you run a drag route like this down near the goal line, you're hoping maybe you get an inadvertent pick to set your man free. A lot of people are calling them natural screens, but this was well defense, and they stopped him for just a short gain.
Eckler. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chargers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've got the 2-score lead. Look, though, they fumbled last possession, led to a touchdown. So while things look good here at this stage in the 4th, they got to be careful.
They definitely do, because they've actually brought them back into it, haven't they? They've given them hope once again. Their purpose on this drive, squash that hope one more time.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On the draw, here's White. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he's brought down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Steps away to his left. 20, 10. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
White. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off their victory. Now it's Fields. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Buccaneers have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. No problem there on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that one an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. With the Chargers offense back out and ready to go. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. A shotgun snap for Herbert. That'll be caught. It's the tight end Howard. The 20. Oh, some strong running. And he'll go out of bounds, making it all the way down to the 5. A big play there on the catch and run. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, Chargers. O.J. Howard, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit. McManus's point after is good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. That one looks like he'll throw here. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 35. And the Chargers are right back in this football game. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And this one too low.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw there complete to Mooney. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now Herbert. There's Mooney with another catch. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup there.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the cameras. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. Point after here coming up. And the lead is up to 14. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Herbert. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Herbert going to throw. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Throwing, Herbert going for it all. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end.